Hi, my name is Mary Katani, and I'm an associate professor here in the Department of Occupational Therapy at UIC. I also serve as the director for the Children's Participation and Environment Research Lab, or CPERL, here at UIC. Over the past 7 years, CPERL has been continuously funded to advance a portfolio of research and product development projects that accelerate family-engaged and participation-focused care. Our lab capitalizes on a continuum of mentorship model where we're each poised to mentor and be mentored in the work that we do. So I'd like to introduce you to what we're working on now through the perspectives of the team members who are on distinct yet complementary trajectories that are preparing them for careers that include research engagement. Let's begin with those of our team members who are pursuing their clinical doctorates in occupational therapy, Andrea, Brianna, and Vivian. So students in our lab who pursue their clinical doctorates engage in research to lay a foundation for designing and conducting projects that are research relevant. They may help to optimize a product under development, or they might help to optimize the infrastructure that we need to use when we conduct our work in partnership with providers and families in the community. Let's go check out what they're up to now.
Hi, my name is Vivian Villegas. I'm an OTD student that recently joined the CPERL team as a graduate research assistant. I am currently designing my OTD capstone project, which would involve further optimizing the PEM Plus with both provider and parent input. This technology is designed to facilitate provider-parent communication to help with goal setting, but also requires optimizations prior to further testing. I believe that I can help to make messages clear, accessible, and compelling to end users of this PEM Plus technology. I hope to one day have a clinically focused pediatric career that includes meaningful research engagement. CPERL's mission to harness technology to build innovative tools that accelerate family-engaged and participation-focused care aligns well with my own vision.
Hi, my name is Andrea Gurgat, and I'm an MS OTD student, and I joined CPERL almost 2 years ago. I initially worked to co-coordinate the completion of a project funded by the American Occupational Therapy Foundation to do initial testing of PEM Plus. I was also involved in analyzing PEM data on caregiver strategies to support a child's participation, with the intent of using the results to optimize the strategy exchange feature for PEM Plus. I've gotten to present on some of this work at UIC, and I'm preparing to present at our National OT Conference in New Orleans this April. My involvement in these projects has laid the foundation and shaped the scope of my OTD project that is centered on product development. Currently, I'm collaborating with providers at a local therapeutic preschool in Chicago called Bluebird Day to visually optimize the presentation of both the PEM results and PEM Plus care plan reports. So I'm planning to conduct focus group with providers using interactive methods and knowledge exchange strategies. Bluebird Day has adopted PEM, but through these focus groups, I'm hoping to discover how to make the reports more accessible, useful, and context appropriate to facilitate provider-caregiver communication during the care planning process. So I'll use this information and new learning and visualization strategies to design wireframes for both PEM and PEM Plus reports for use at Bluebird Day School and future development.
Hi, my name is Brianna Regau. I joined the CPERL team as an MS OTD student. For the past 2.5 years, I've helped to coordinate a multi-site project funded by the National Institutes of Health that's focused on piloting electronic approaches to assessment and early intervention to foster family-engaged and function-focused care. My experiences during my first 2 years lay the foundation for what I'm currently doing in my third year and my final year of my MS OTD program of study. CPERL is partnered with Rocky Mountain Human Services in Denver, Colorado to complete the project I've been involved in. The service coordinators were trained but unable to successfully recruit participants to the project, resulting in lower than expected enrollment rates and transferring the responsibilities of the recruitment to CPERL. The service coordinators frequently stated that they had unmet training needs related to research engagement, which impacted their ability and willingness to meaningfully contribute to the research project. Right now, I'm working on my OTD capstone project wherein I'm developing materials that organizations can utilize to build provider capacity for research engagement. Specifically, I'm in the process of co-creating interactive online learning modules, a writing group simulation, and a writing group fellowship to support service coordinators' meaningful engagement in research at Rocky Mountain Human Services, our community partner for the project. We exceeded target enrollment for my OTD project, indicating that this quality improvement initiative may be scalable to the larger workforce at Rocky Mountain Human Services and perhaps beyond.
So, in contrast, our PhD and postdoctoral trainees join our lab full-time to train in building requisite knowledge and skills to pursue a career scientist trajectory, where they can actually build full lines of scientific inquiry that advance the science of children's participation. To best illustrate the difference in trajectories, let's check out what Jessica and Vera are up to.
My name is Jessica Jarvis, and I am CPERL's first postdoctoral research associate. Postdoc positions allow newly graduated doctors to obtain additional mentor training as a way of setting them up for success, whether their trajectory is in academia or industry or something else. Often it's a way to fill training needs or to transfer existing skills into desired areas. For myself personally, I wanted to build off my skills in large data and secondary data analytics into the pediatric critical care population, while having the opportunity to also develop new skills in data collection and qualitative methods. I was able to meet these needs through conducting some work over two primary areas. The first was exploring pediatric critical care survivorship to identify factors of recovery for the child and for their families. And the second area was testing and optimizing a web-based application that aims to facilitate family-centered care in pediatric rehabilitation. I've had the chance to design and conduct a series of studies using a new data set from a multi-center longitudinal study of children and their families following a discharge from a pediatric intensive care unit. So far, our work has identified functional needs for the child and for their families during the initial 6 months following their discharge. The next steps in this line of work will be to examine the role of rehabilitation services for improving their recovery and also testing the feasibility and effectiveness of our family-centered care application among this population.
Hi, my name is Vera Kalin, and I'm CPERL's first PhD student. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist trained in Switzerland and other European countries, and I'm completing my first year in the doctoral program in rehabilitation sciences here at UIC. My professional vision is to contribute as a clinician scientist towards advancing inclusion of children in school and other parts of their daily life, because participation in meaningful activities is an important aspect of inclusion and one that I'm passionate about and familiar with as an occupational therapist, having worked in rehabilitation service contexts. This is why I want to contribute to the science of children's participation and found CPERL to train. As this is my first year, I'm wrapping up some projects with international collaborators, and I'm digging into a series of projects in lab. My primary focus is on leveraging existing data from a study funded by the National Institutes of Health that included PEM to examine participation outcomes among children and youth with craniofacial microsomia. I'm conducting analysis of these data to identify their participation needs and hope to proceed in examining predictors of their participation in community and school settings. This semester, I'm also funded on a grant from the NIH to learn how to archive datasets like this one. My work in analyzing and archiving existing data is helping me to build conceptual and methodological skills that I can apply to my dissertation topic. Through my involvement in other ongoing projects like PEM+, I am gaining interest in ways to leverage PEM to intervene with populations like this by targeting the intervention to the service organization.
Finally, let's take a peek at what one of our youngest members of CPERL is up to. I think you're going to be surprised to discover the depth and breadth of the work that she's involved in and the contributions she's making to our lab.
Hi, my name is Diana Bozek, and I'm currently a fourth-year undergraduate in the Honors College here at UIC. I found out about CPERL through discussions with Dr. Katani, my advisor from the Honors College program, while discussing the direction I may go in while completing my capstone project. I wanted to focus in on the concepts of client-centered care, and it seemed that CPERL fit right into that within the context of pediatric care. Through my work in lab, I started to come across many scholars citing the barriers to client-centered care and they were not being addressed. That was when I realized that PEM+, the online care planning tool, could allow us to address these barriers. I got to be co-mentored by Dr. Katani and Dr. Jarvis, my lab members, and our collaborators in Canada to design and complete a research study that analyzes care plans developed by caregivers using PEM+, to see how many of them were participation focused with strategies in place to address their child's needs. This project is currently under review by a journal, and we will be presenting it internationally in Paris in May 2019. I was also given other opportunities in lab to take advantage of my graphic design experience and harness it in the development of figures and images that have been used in many ongoing projects here in CPERL. CPERL has helped me develop a better understanding of participation and, most of all, helped me develop who I want to be as a future OT professional. It has shaped the direction I want my career to go and how I want to further client-centered care research. I could not have had the opportunities presented to me if it weren't for CPERL. We hope that this video gives you a better sense of what we are about as members of the CPERL team. Please contact Dr. Katani to learn more about ongoing projects or to explore opportunities to join our team.